Hey guys, it's Isabella. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my channel if you are new. We are sitting on the floor today because I have 11 books that I want to talk about and I have them spread out all out in front of me. These are all of the fantasy books that are on my immediate physical TBR. So these are not all of the fantasy books that I own that I want to read. These are just the ones that if I'm in the mood for fantasy, these are going to be like my first picks. Also, if you hear noise in the background, my lovely boyfriend is currently cooking some dinner. So yeah, I'm sorry. Some of these are newer releases and others have been on my TBR for a while. So let's just get right into it. I'm going to try and be quick with this because this video is going to be long otherwise. I feel like I should start off with the one that I'm like prioritizing the most. And that is this one, Throne of Glass. So I'm currently, as I'm filming this, I'm reading Assassin's Blade. And yes, I'm reading Assassin's Blade first because I tried the other order. I know you can read Assassin's Blade, which is technically the prequel. You can read that like after Crown of Midnight. And a lot of people do that. I tried to do that and just jumped straight into this book and I couldn't do it. So I read Assassin's Blade and I actually am really enjoying it. So I think I will enjoy this one a lot more now that I've read Assassin's Blade. The Throne of Glass series is a priority for me. I read Akatar last year, so I want to read this series this year and then next year read the Crescent City series. I don't know why, that's just how my brain works, and if I don't finish the series this year, I'm going to be absolutely crushed. Throne of Glass is about a girl named Selena who is an assassin, and that is really all I know, to be honest. That is it. This book is all about Selena, who is a assassin, and this book she goes to like prison for something. We don't really know what that is, so yeah, I don't really know much, to be honest. The next book on my TBR, the next two actually, was in my recent video. I'll leave that link down below, but it was the like reading vlog for dragon fantasy books, and I got two. The first one is of course the new release Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. I feel like I'm gonna love this. I feel like it has every single thing for a recipe of a fantasy that I will love. It's obviously got dragons. It's got like the academic like school vibes, and apparently the main character is like a very strong protagonist, so I'm very excited to read this. I don't know when I'm gonna read it because I feel like I really need to devote some time to it, but at the same time I don't want to wait too long because then I won't read it. So yeah. The other book that I got in that vlog, I actually have not heard anything about this book, and that is Chaos and Flame by Tessa Gratton and Justina Ireland. It says on the cover, they were sworn enemies, fate had other plans, and it's an assassin, a soldier, a prince, and a deadly game of power. When Darling Seabrate's family were murdered by the ruthless house dragon, she swore she'd get revenge, and first to die will be their bloodthirsty war general Talon Goldhoard. So there's revenge, there's dragons. I'm assuming there's going to be like a grumpy, or like a, not a grumpy, but like a fed up main character, which I always love in fantasy books. So I'm very excited, and it's very short, which could be a good or bad thing. The next book is another one that's been on my TBR for a while. You could probably see the book missing, and that is Harry Potter. This is book 3 because it's the book that I'm up to. I read the first two at like the start of the year, and then I just kind of stopped, and I need to get back into it because again I want to read this series by the end of the year. I'm loving it so far, but I definitely feel like it's not like, oh my gosh, you know, like it's not an all-time favorite, but I do think it has the potential in the later books to do that. This is actually the book I'm really excited about. It's Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, and I haven't seen the movies, but I remember seeing like a snippet of it and from this movie, and I loved it. Like I really enjoyed it, and I love the whole atmosphere of the prison. So I don't know why, but the prison is just very atmospheric to me. And this whole book, this whole series is very atmospheric. Like A+ for that. Like I really, and also the covers are stunning covers. The next book, let's do this one, another new release, Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. This I am nervous for. The reason I am nervous is because this is labeled as a cozy fantasy, and if you're new here, I don't get along with cozy fantasy. I think I've read maybe one that I enjoyed, and that is The House in Cerulean Sea. I love that book, like love, 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 love. But that is the only cozy fantasy that I've read and enjoyed. I tried Legends and Lattes and I was insanely bored. I've tried some on my Kindle, none of them worked out. I'm definitely someone who likes high stakes. I like political drama. I like tension. So reading a cozy fantasy just usually isn't ideal for me because there's not really much going on. The House in Cerulean Sea I think is different though, because it's like more, the book is more about like the strong message, like the messages that lie within, rather than like just the cozy fantasy vibes. Like there is actually a strong plot to that book. So I'm hoping that this will work out. I have tried to read it. I read one page and I wasn't in the mood for it, but it's beautiful. I love the cover. This is about a girl named Emily Wilde, and she writes, you guessed it, an encyclopedia of fairies. Who would have guessed that? I think she has like one fairy left, so she goes on like a little adventure and traveling like somewhere, so you've got like that journey aspect, I think, to try and find the fairy. I'll read one of the, what's this called when people ride on the back of it? What is the name for that? I don't know. Anyway, I'm having a blank. Let me read it. Forget dark academia. Give me instead this kind of winter sunshine, sharp tongue, and footnoted academia full of field trips and grumpy romance. That actually sums up the entire synopsis. So thank you for that, Freya Mask. It could be great. It could be a total mess. We'll soon find out. The next book is This Woven Kingdom by Tahara Mafi. I really want to read Shatter Me, but I own this. So I'm like, let me read this first and then I can read the Shatter Me series, unless I get it from the library. I'm gonna read the back of this because I'm gonna be honest, again, I have no idea. To all the world, Eliza is a disposable servant, never to be known for who she really is, the long-lost heir to an ancient Jinn kingdom. She is hunted always, forced to hide in plain sight, lest she expose herself to danger, until one day she makes a mistake. The Crown Prince Cameron has heard the prophecies. He knows that the fearsome monster promised to kill his king. Darkness is fast ascending upon his empire, driving Cameron to desperately seek out its source. But as he grows ever more suspicious of the servant girl with the strange eyes, the more he learns about her, the harder it is to turn away, even if falling for someone like Eliza means forfeiting everything he's ever known. This Woven Kingdom is a story of clashing empires, forbidden romance, and a long-lost forgotten queen, who must claw her way through the darkness to reclaim her throne, rebuild her kingdom, and save her people from the half-lives they're forced to live. So we've got like a royalty and servant dynamic, which for some reason I really enjoy those stories. I don't really know why. So I'm excited. This does definitely sound interesting, and I believe it's a duology or a trilogy. I don't know. I know there's another one that just came out recently. Another book. This has been on for a while, and I own nearly all of this author's books. Like, I need to get onto this series, and that is The Shadowhunters World by Cassandra Clare. Now, I have read, by the way, ignore this cover. Who is she? I have read, I think, book 1, 2, and 3, maybe book 4, but I read them like 2 years ago, and I remember this book, but I'm still going to reread it. But I want to actually finish the series so then I can then continue on with Infernal Devices and The Last Hours and all that. I know I don't technically have to, but that's just what I'm going to do because that's what my brain says I have to do. I think I'm going to try and maybe even read the first few on audiobook because they're available through my library. So I think I'm going to do that. That way I'll be able to get through them quicker. And then once I reach the book that I haven't read, I'll probably read it physically. But just to catch up again, maybe I will read this physically, but I have like zero motivation. So I just feel like this is just one that I need to pick up on audio. I feel like everyone and their mother has heard about this book, so I'm not going to go in depth or in detail about it. There is a show also, which they never finished that show, did they? Not the movie, the show. I think, didn't they like cancel it or something? Because it was such a vibe. Next we have 6 Crimson Cranes. This is one I have zero motivation to read, so someone convince me. Such a beautiful cover. That is the reason I have not unhauled this yet. It says a princess in exile, 6 enchanted cranes, an unspeakable curse. So I believe her brothers get turned into cranes and she needs to help them. Something like that. Again, I just, it's beautiful, but will I read it? I don't know. So if you've read this, let me know your thoughts. Okay, we're down to the last 3, I believe. So the next 2 are on my 2023 TBR cart, so I need to get to them before the end of the year. First, we have Bravely by Maggie Stiefvater. Is that how you say it? This is one that I was so excited to buy because, hello, that is the most gorgeous cover I own. But for some reason, I have not picked it up. Maybe it's because I'm scared I'm not going to like it and then I'll be crushed, but it's obviously a Brave retelling, which y'all know I love Disney retellings. I don't really read a lot of them, but when I do, I have a fun time. I especially love Brave or Merida. I love Merida, because a strong, independent queen. Yes, I mean, technically she's a princess, but queen in my eyes, okay? We then have one that I'll probably read around October, and that is Hotel Magnifique by Emily J. Taylor. This is all about a magical hotel, which I love. What book? Nevermore. That is right here. Nevermore has a magical hotel, and it just changed me. It made me realize how much I love magical hotels and books. I've been meaning to pick this up for a while. I literally bought this because I read Nevermore and loved the magical hotel element. So this is a book that is priority for this year because, oh my gosh, Adeline Grace blurbed this. Blurbed it! That's what the word is before when I was trying to, she blurbed it, right. It just seems like such a magical book. It really does. And it's beautiful. The last book is The Red Needle by Carrie Thomas. This I have not heard much about. I just got it because of the cover. Are we seeing a pattern here? It's quite thick. I'll quickly read the back for you so we can learn together. Anna's aunt has warned her of the dangers of magic and its deadly consequences. She counts down the days to the ceremony that will bind her magic forever. That is until she meets Effie and Attis. They open her eyes to a London she never knew existed, one filled with magical shops, a secret library where the librarian feeds off words and clubs where revelers lose themselves in a haze of spells. But as Anna is swept deeper into this world, she begins to wonder if her aunt was right all along. Is magic a gift or a curse? Right, now that I've read this, I kind of remember reading a synopsis because I loved the idea of, is magic actually a gift or is it a curse? Like, I love that type of like question when it's explored in books because I think it's really interesting to see all the different perspectives. I'm interested to see where this, oh, it's got pretty, wait, oh my gosh. Yes, thank you. That is beautiful. Oh my gosh, they're different. Wait. Oh my god. Every chapter has a different picture. No way. Oh, that is this author, Carrie Thomas. Well done. Genius. That is the end of this video, guys. Thank you for coming along. Hopefully this video will hold me accountable for actually reading these books because I need to get to them. I love fantasy, so I'm really excited to read these. It's just, I mean, there's a lot of them, and obviously I have 3 other shelves of books, but these are the ones I'm most excited about. Feel free to let me know down below what books you're most excited about, or if you've read any of these, your thoughts, because I would love to hear them. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!